Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Stellar and today we're going to talk about variables. And so in the previous tutorial we've talked about types and printing, but in this video we're going to talk about variables. And you may or you may have not heard about that. So let me actually show you what variables are. So you might have learned in math that there are variables, for example x and y. And it's the same kind of concept in scripting. So if you want to make a variable, it's really simple. So you simply do x equals 10, for example, or you can do favorite burger is Big Mac. You can do stuff like that. You can see how it's made. So you put the name of the variable here, you put an equal sign, and you put the value. And you got to write the value correctly. For example, if I didn't put these things here, that wouldn't work, obviously. But yeah, that's how you make a variable. So yeah, it looks pretty simple, but that is not the actual proper way of making a variable. So the way I actually do it is by typing local, and then you put the variable name, for example, favorite number, and then you say equal sign, and then you put the number you want, so for example 80. And you might think like, what is local? So when creating a variable, it's really important to put local before it, because when you don't put local, the program will be a little slower. And so you really don't have to know what the reason behind that is, but make sure you always put local before variables, and only when making them. So what I mean with that is, so when you want to change it, for example, you say favorite number equals 60 instead. And here we don't put local because we're actually changing this variable, where on the first line we're actually making it. So that is really what variables are. And there's some rules behind making a variable's name. Alright, so for example, let me put a local here to make a variable. Obviously, you can name variables like this. Favorite song. And you can see equals Rickroll, I don't know. And so this works perfectly fine. But like, let's say you want to have another variable saying like second favorite song is One More Time, for example. And you can see already that it's not gonna work. And that's because we put a number as the first character for the name of the variable. So if you want to fix that, you can say instead favorite song second, for example, like that. You cannot put numbers in front of a variable's name. That's just not allowed. So that is the first rule. Next, we have another rule where you cannot say, for example, local equals true, for example. You cannot put these words in front of it. There's also like if and true. You cannot put it like that. So just make sure you have like a unique original name. For example, like is this a script, for example, it's gonna work. So yeah, that's basically about it for variables. You can also do certain cool things with it. So you can do like, for example, print, is this a script? And when we do that and run it, it's gonna say true. And you can also do, for example, local first number is 10, local second number is 9. And you can say, for example, second number plus first number. And when we do that, it is printing 19. So that's really the power of variables. And you might be thinking like, okay, but why would I use this? In short scripts like this, you wouldn't have to use it, but when you have a really big script that is like 1,000 lines long, you want to have a couple variables, all right? For example, let's say we have a variable called game time, all right? And let's say you want to have it to 30 seconds. So we're just going to put 30 here. And let's say we have a script right here that's like, is handling the whole game and making sure everything is happening on time. You want to have it easy for yourself. Just have a variable here instead of going to the code and looking for that value. No, you don't want to do that. You want to just have a variable. You just change it from here. So let me tell you one final thing about variables. Not a lot of people do it. It's not like necessary, whatever. But you can, for example, do local x, comma y, comma z. And you can say, for example, 1, 2, 3. And what's happening here, you're actually making 3 variables at the same time. So x is going to be equal to 1. Y is going to be equal to 2, and z is going to be equal to 3. It's not really a bigger difference than just doing x is 1, local x is 2, local z is 3. That's not really a big difference between those two, but you know, if you'd like to, you can do it like that. And you can also do it when changing it. So x comma y comma z is 4, 5, 6. You can also do that. You can also print them. So x, y, and z. Boom. So yeah, that's about it for variables. So it's a pretty short video and quite important too to learn. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you learned something new. So in the next video, we're going to talk about how to change properties of an object we can find here, for example. If you want to change transparency, we can do that in a script. So once again, thank you for watching this video, and that's about it. See ya.